Mr. President. I feel proud and privileged to have put forward this motion because it's the right thing to do, morally and ethically, and that's been my only influence. I want to thank Dr. David Adler, President of the Australian Jewish Association, for bringing the importance of this motion to my attention, for his tireless advocacy of the motion. I thank Dr. Adler for his enthusiastic, positive collaboration with members of the Jewish community in Adelaide, including members of the Jewish Community Council and the Adelaide Hebrew Congregation. I thank Mr. Norman Schuler, OAM, past President of the Jewish Community Council and immediate past Chair of the South Australian Multicultural and Ethnic Affairs Commission, for his presence here today, his support, advice and relentless advocacy in the community for the passing of this motion. I know how hard he worked to assist in bringing this motion to resolution, and I'm sure everyone in this chamber acknowledges Mr. Schuler's continued advocacy for cultural and faith groups in South Australia. I thank members of the Beit Shalom Synagogue, Jewish students at the University of Adelaide and University of South Australia, and other leaders in the South Australian Jewish community for their direct support and encouragement to progress this. I thank the Liberal Party for their immediate and full support of this motion. In particular, I would like to thank the Leader of the Opposition in the other place for his declaration of public support for the IHRA motion in full and unamended. And I want to note that this debate takes place in an atmosphere of rising anti-Semitism around the world. The Anti-Defamation League, which collects and collates anti-Semitic incidents in the United States, recorded a record high in 2021. The Community Security Index Group, which collates and collects information on anti-Semitic incidents in Australia, recorded an increase of almost 40% last year. Research shows that anti-Semitism is increasing across Europe. The hesitation and, in some cases, refusal from other parties to support this motion has been confusing, disappointing, especially considering the 6 million Jews murdered in the Holocaust and the obvious necessity for administrators and governments at all levels to have the framework in which to identify anti-Semitism here in South Australia. It has always been made clear that legitimate criticism of Israel, similar to that levelled against other countries, cannot be considered anti-Semitic. It is in the explanatory notes of the IHRA definition. The conflation of endorsing this definition with the chilling of freedom of speech is untrue. Adopting this definition has never been about taking a side on international conflicts. The Labor Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has publicly supported this definition, including in the recently released letter to the Israeli Prime Minister. Labor has supported this definition in New South Wales and Victoria, while maintaining their party position of a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Conflation with supporting the IHRA anti-Semitism definition with the suppression of any group of people is incorrect. There is a small Jewish community here in South Australia that need to be protected. I consulted with them and they want it. I hope it's a great day for the Jewish community in South Australia and that sanity will prevail and that the IHRA definition will be received with bipartisan support in the Parliament of South Australia.